So the letter X doesn't really come very often in Spanish. The only example is OXO, rayos X, and dos X. So the name of the letter X is actually X, and when you think about the beer, dos X, it's actually two X's. So the name of the beer literally says two X's. Another example is OXO. We all know the OXOs, so you know how to pronounce that. And the third example is X-rays. When you go to the doctor and you need X-rays, you say necesito rayos X. This is it for the main differences. A lot of the other letters like T, like F, like W, like Z, like I don't know, N, L, P, those are very they make the same sounds like they do in English. The only difference would be the vowel they're paired with. So PI would make a P sound. TI would make a T sound, like Tito. TE would make a T, like telephone, Telmex. TA would make a Ta, like, I don't know, Tijuana, Texas. So really, the vowels are the one that give the tone to the word. And unless it's one of those funky letters I mentioned before, like double L, like J, like X, like Enya, an F with a E, for example, would make a Fe sound. Fe like feather, ferrero, fijar. F with an I would make a fijar sound. F with an A would make a fa like fast. All these things take a little bit of practice, and it's easier the minute you live here. When you're immersed in it, then we naturally observe a lot of things in the background. But if you don't live here, then it could take you longer. The key ingredient is to speak, so make sure you're actually speaking at least 1 hour a week. We have conversation classes. You can come and sign up only for conversation classes, and you can also combine your conversation class plus group lessons or private lessons, any way you want to make them. One final thing is the letter H. H, when it comes in Spanish, it's almost always followed by a vowel, like HA, HE, HI. In those cases, the H is silent. So many times you're going to see the word hotel, and the locals are actually going to pronounce it hotel. Or the name Hector, and it's Hector. Or the word yellow, which is ice, and instead of saying hielo, H-I-L-O, you say yellow, just like the locals do. So you could say the H if you forget. There's no big deal if you forget things and it's different than how you used to. It's of course a natural learning curve. It's perfectly normal. Again, we're learning a foreign language, so we make mistakes, and it takes a year or two to fully absorb all the subtleties and all the differences that a foreign language has to offer us. So H is typically silent. We don't actually pronounce it. J is making a H sound, which you can replace with an H sound if you're a native English speaker. So jugar would be jugar. Hija, daughter, would be hija. You could say that. You have a natural accent anyways when you speak, so it won't be such a big stretch. The words have all common connotations, so connotation goes a long way. It doesn't matter if you say one word differently. You can hear my accent. I'm not a native English speaker, so if my accent doesn't really disturb your understanding of what I'm saying, it's the same thing. You have your own foreign accent when you speak Spanish. What else should I cover? You really want to practice. You want to stand in front of the mirror, and you want to say the alphabet in different words. You have the verbs chichi. That is an excellent opportunity to practice 70-some words. Say them out loud to yourself. Make sure you say them precisely, correctly, and just get the marbles out of your mouth. It's a foreign language, so the more you practice your pronunciation, you get better at it. So just make sure you put in that practice. You don't need a paid class for that. You could just do it at home in front of the mirror 2 or 3 times a week. You could do it every day for a week. Do it however long or however fast until you feel less awkward when you speak Spanish.